What is up, everybody that's coming on later on in the day? Come on in. Come on in. Should I bring this in closer?
Yeah. And down a little bit.
Well, the stand broke, so we can't do that. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. We're going to get this tough topic Tuesday going.
Tough Tuesday.
You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean?
Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? I hope all is well. We're going to give people a couple of minutes to jump on. Because we're going to just talk a little bit tonight. You know what I mean? Just, let me see if I can.
You gonna bring it down?
Yeah, just a little bit. Is that better?
Yeah. Why are you so close?
Because the stand is broke.
So. Don't mind his big head, y'all.
That's why, see?
I didn't do it.
That's why I shouldn't have touched it. Listening to my wife.
First of all.
This is why I shouldn't have touched it.
See, he's starting already, y'all.
All right, I'm not listening to her no more. We're not touching this. No,
the lighting.
No, don't touch it. No, don't touch it.
Don't you touch it.
What's going on, everybody? Tough Topic Tuesday.
Hey, let's get it.
We just here to have a conversation. Let me, I need y'all to type something so I can see these comments. Let me make sure y'all can hear us. Can y'all hear us clearly? Hashtag BMC if you can hear us. Just hashtag
Virginia
BMC.
in the house.
You know what I mean? What's happening? What up? What up? What's going on? How is everybody feeling?
How y'all feeling tonight?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
What's up with you and this Yamin?
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 Atlanta?
What's up, Atlanta?
Okay. Cat Williams?
So listen, where we at?
So do you look like, are you?
That's probably just the name.
Oh.
So
I know it's not Cat Williams for real, but.
Where y'all from? Put y'all city in there so we can see who tuning in.
Where y'all at, though?
Where y'all at, though? Jackson, Mississippi. Crooked letter. I. All right.
Come back. You might as well do the rest.
Katisha's her name.
Oh, Katisha.
All right, we got Baltimore. We got Indiana.
Indiana? What part? Indianapolis? That's right? Indianapolis, Indiana?
You tell me. You tell me. Tennessee's in the building. Texas is in the building. Austin,
Texas.
All right, so listen, y'all. We got a topic we're gonna discuss tonight.
Bruh.
Right. I might as well be single, cause I'm all in this alone.
You might
but
not
before,
be single, cause you're not in this alone.
We don't got this problem.
Okay.
But before we get started, let me tell you all how you can become a featured couple on our TikTok or IG. So if you want to be featured as a couple on the Black Marriage Club TikTok or IG, drop in the comments right now, me. Just type me. Me. Just type me. If you want to be featured as a couple on TikTok and IG, type it in the chat. Me. Just type me real quick.
Don't mind me tonight, y'all. I've been catching up on my rest from the weekend. I've been, doing
too much. So listen, if you want to be a featured couple on our TikTok, BMC TikTok, or the BMC IG page, type me in the comments right now. I don't see no me's yet, so that means y'all don't want to. All right. Then again,
what does it include though? What's the feature? Give them a little detail.
Then again, but if people are tuning into this topic, they got to get their marriage straight before they can feature their couple. So that might be the reason.
True.
But this is all you got to do. But first and foremost, BMC is going to Jamaica. So listen, go to blackmarriage.com. Check out the information. Put your deposit in because rooms are filling up fast. Okay? Put your deposit in. Okay? Go to blackmarriage.club. blackmarriageclub.com and put in your deposit. Okay? So Jamaica 2022 October 2022. Go to blackmarriageclub.com. Check that out. The second thing, if you want to be a featured couple on our TikTok page in Black Marriage Club or IG page for Black Marriage Club, right? This is what we need you to do. Go to the Facebook group. Any of the moderators you see or admin, send a 30-second video of doing whatever you want to do, but you gotta mention Black Marriage Club. Okay? You gotta mention Black Marriage Club.
30 seconds, y'all.
30 seconds or less.
Not black people, 30 seconds.
30 seconds or less.
30 seconds.
30.
Real time.
Okay? Not 300 seconds.
Right.
30 seconds or less. Okay? So listen. Oh, Katora, what up, sis?
What up, though?
If you want to go to Jamaica, listen. The baby will be, I think the baby out by then. You can go. Have that baby, bring the baby with you. You know what I mean? Congrats to you, sis.
Yay.
Listen. You can inbox any moderator. But look, I know we done wasted a lot of time. We 8 minutes in. Let's get started on this topic. So listen, one of the things we like to do on Tuesdays is just have a discussion about tough topics. And one of the topics that came up tonight that we decided to talk about was people who are in a marriage, but they feel like they're single, right? So if this is you, right, don't type me in the chat. Don't put yourself out there. But just let me know if you know anybody going through that right now, okay? If you know anybody going through this right now, just type in the chat, I know somebody, okay? I know somebody. She's pinning something real quick. All right. So type in the chat, I know somebody that is married, but they feel single, right? So basically what this means is, I'm going to lean on you. So basically what this means is, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need
somebody to lean on. I can't sing.
No, you got the tone.
I can't
You got the
sing.
tone. You got the tone.
Sing.
All right, come on. So listen, right? The thing is, this is happening in a lot of homes, okay? And the problem is, this shouldn't be happening, man. Marriage is that time where you meet the love of your life, you meet somebody you can do life with, right? And you can live happily ever after. But I know sometimes that doesn't really go as planned, okay? And by the way, my name is Artis.
And I'm Zedoria.
And we are the Andersons, right? We are the COOs of Black Marriage Club. We are also the CEOs of Forever Love, which is a relationship consulting counseling company. And we do marriage counseling, singles counseling, dating counseling. And we are here to help all of you guys in Black Marriage Club as the in-house counsel service. So if you need help, just go to tryforeverlove.com. Try, T-R-Y, the number 4, everlove.com. We are here to help you because Black Marriage Club is all about curating dope events. And we are definitely concerned and want to make sure you're thriving in love. So listen, with this topic, right, here's a few things in my professional experience when it comes to, right, people being married but feeling like they're still single, right? This problem exists consistently with certain types of marriages, okay? But it's one of three major reasons, okay? Number one, in my professional opinion, these are the three. Number one, couples get married before they really know each other. Couples get married before they really know each other, okay? And what that does is it creates a situation to where you got to really get to know each other after you get married.
Mm-hmm. Jesus, help us.
But
all.
now you're getting to know each other with a different level of pressure and expectation, okay? And it changes things. Mm-hmm. Because now you can't just leave the house and go home because you are at home. Right? And so the second reason is because married couples, if they've gone through some type of serious problem or some type of issue, right, or transition, and they never got it resolved or settled or forgiven, then that could create this issue too, feeling like you're married, feeling like you're single while married. But the third reason is you ignored the red flags that you saw in the person that you were marrying. And because of that ignoring, you married them anyway. And now those red flags are showing, right? And so the reality is now it's like, I can't stand this person, yada, yada, right? But some of the things that surround this topic, right? Why people feel like they're single, right? While they're married. Because nobody signed up for this. Number one, right? Your spouse might be lacking proactivity, right? It's like you're the one that always got to do everything. You the one that got to proactively, like, do, you was about to say something?
You have to feed the kids.
You the one that proactively feed the kids, and you got to do this, that, and the third. And it's like, why can't my spouse think about doing this? Why do I always got to tell them to do it, right? And so what that does is that leaves you feeling like you're all by yourself in the marriage. And it's like, yo, I can't be the only one that's proactive. I can't be the only one that's like, you know, making the decision to do something.
Even when it comes to counseling, like, you know, person, you know, you trying to get help and you're the only one that wants to help or just want to do the fixing in the relationship.
It's like you're married to a person that's just like, okay.
You do you.
Everything you bring up, okay. All right, yeah, that sounds good. Okay. It's like, why don't you take the time to think about something or you know, whatever. So, for example, who on here feels like they do all the cooking? She does. This ain't even no like discussion.
Overflow.
She does all the cooking. So if you feel like that, type it in the chat like, I do all the cooking. Or if you feel like you do all the cleaning. Okay? Right? Right? Oh, why about you the one that do the dishes all the time? No, you don't. What if you feel like you the one that does all the planning? Right? Or you feel like you do majority of the like taking care of the kids, okay? Like you do the majority of taking care of the kids, making sure they get ready for school, changing the diapers, feeding them, making sure they got the clothes. Or if you feel like you're doing all the laundry, right? Like here are some of the things that kind of create this problem, right? Mm-hmm. Cooking, cleaning, planning, kids, laundry, bills, work, business, finances, time, attention, communicating, sex, intimacy, problem solving. Like a lot of these things that I'm naming are what contributes to why people feel like they're married but single or feel single while married. It's like I'm all in this by myself and I ain't got no help, right? But this goes back to what I said in the beginning. There's only 3 reasons why this happens, right? You ignored the red flags in the beginning, or a problem or a transition happened in your life and y'all never kind of rebounded from it or got through it, right? So it's tension. Or number 1, what was number 1? No, number 1, couples married too soon, right? Or like, boom, working 12-hour plus days. So like, here's the thing. Let me ask y'all this. Like, is it fair to feel like you're in a marriage all by yourself if the situation calls for you to do more? For example, like my sister Kimberly just said her husband works 12 plus hours a day. Well, if a spouse is working 12 plus hours a day and come home and don't want to do no laundry or no cooking or no cleaning, is that fair? Is that okay? What y'all think? Tell us. What do y'all think about that? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think it's fair. Fair on what perspective? So,
like, let's just take that situation, right? Not saying that this is her situation, right? If he's working 12 plus hour days or the wife is working 12 plus hour days, if one of the spouses working 12 plus hour days, should the other spouse expect them to come home and do dishes and laundry and cleaning and all that stuff?
You providing. Shoot, bringing that money. You know what I'm saying? You bringing that money, I can do whatever you want, honey.
What up, Nay? Shout out to our CEO, Nay.
Hey, Nay.
What's going on?
Hey, Nay.
Now, Nay makes a good point. Not if he's paying all the bills, or not if she's paying all the... If the spouse is paying all the bills because they're working that much, then now you don't feel alone.
That's actually contributing to the, the stress or whatever you may have when it comes to that.
Right.
Because a lot of people, you know, when you feel alone, you feel like you got to take care of that part too. It's like those, that burden of, which is usually the biggest burden.
Yeah, yeah. So let's present this then. Let's just say the husband is working 10 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
The wife is working 10 hours, I said a week, 10 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
The husband and wife are working 10 hours a day. And they got 2 kids.
How is that even possible?
Well, they got the kids in daycare or babysitter, something, right? And they both come home, and it's like the kids, the cleaning, the cooking, all this different stuff. Like,
well, you're gonna have to compromise. I mean, you're gonna have to divvy up the task by then.
But I think this is where the arguments come in, because each spouse tends to feel like, well, why I got to do it this time, or you do it this time, right? I think that creates the problem, because what if we both come home, we don't feel like doing it, we both tired.
Well, you better hire a maid.
Or what if somebody be like, why did the laundry last time? And then why did the dishes last time?
You better budget in a maid. That's all I gotta say. Things you don't want to do, you better spend the money for it. Cause listen, you working 10-hour days, that mean you getting some kind of money. I hope you ain't working no job, no 10-hour days, and you ain't getting paid for that.
Now, Couture made a good point. They both got to come together, right? Let's get to some of these comments. Cherie said the same thing. They both need to work it out, outsource, right, 50-50 contribution. All these, listen, we agree with all this. I think the problem with this topic is people are not compromising, which is why people are in these situations, right?
Shoot.
Right? I think, but see, the reason why a lot of marriages are in this problem where they feel single is because it's like now you have situations where one is working a lot, one is not, or one is in the house more, and when the spouse come home, they want the spouse to help with the kids, but the spouse is like, no, I've been working all day. Like, you ain't been working all day. Like, you take care of that. But the spouse is like, so what you been at work? So it's like they're having a hard time getting on the same page.
But that's where the communication comes in at. When you have that change, or when you...
That's right, Chris. Remember the vows. I'm listening. Go ahead. On the same page is happening.
That's not what I said.
What you say? Go. Keep on.
Yes, when you're on the same page, that's when you have the communication comes in. When you're on the same page, you have to talk about it. Like if something changes when it comes to how you're addressed or how you're talking with one another, or when it comes to work or whatever the case may be, like those things. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
But those things is something that we have to recognize. Like you have to talk about it, because it's like if if your shifts change at work and you don't want to be the person to do the dishes because you know that your job was very strenuous, then well, let's reevaluate. Can you be the person that do it on days, and then I can do it on such and such days when blah blah blah, or I can do it at this time, or I could decide to do it. I may not get it done on time, like for example, doing dishes, if you want to keep the dishes in the sink, or if you don't want them in there, there's different avenues or different ways to approach it. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of us don't want to communicate it because we either want it our way or no way at all, or even compromising in a sense, because it's like a lot, when spouses are having that, it's like they want to be like, oh, it's about me, and this is, I want it my way, and then the other one was like, I want it my way.
But see, I think that's really the undertone. Each spouse, typically when this is an issue, right? Each spouse feels like they're doing more. Yeah. Or they feel like their more is more important. Mm-hmm. Or it's like, I'm doing more. That's the war. It's like, I'm doing more. No, I'm doing more. Yeah. And it's like, well, no, neither one of y'all necessarily might not be doing more. It's just different. Yeah. And you have to learn how to assess it appropriately. Kimberly said, we decided because of his hours, it would be best that I stay home. Now I was working as well. Had been since I was 16. It takes adjustment, but he is the breadwinner. See, that sounds like they compromise. You know what I mean? They compromise. So I think all of us can agree that compromise is the key. Mm-hmm. But what's really creating the problem? What's really creating this problem for many people in this situation is you have a selfish spouse.
That's good. Ooh.
You have a selfish spouse. That's what see, all of us can common sense agree 50-50. You figure out the situation. You working this much and you at home, cool. You working this much, you at home, cool. Like, we can make this work. But the real question is, why is this happening to so many people? Right?
Yeah.
It's because you have a selfish spouse. But here is the $1 million question. Why are they selfish? Where does it come from? Where is it rooted?
I think, a lot of it can grow after being in the marriage. Like I know I'm a selfish person when it comes to my food.
Yes,
you
are.
But I had to learn how to share when it comes to that. But I could have continued to be selfish or certain things that you want, because it's like in a marriage, it's always a sacrifice. Like, people don't realize that, like, when you say for better or worse, like, it's a sacrifice. Like, you gonna, it's everything. Like, you dividing this. Ain't no just you. Ain't no me. No.
Yeah.
It's a sacrifice. Like,
it's
us.
But see, the thing is, selfishness can never lead to sacrifice. I think Cherie said complacency. Selfishness leads to arrogance, pride, arguments, complacency, enablement, entitlement. Like, when somebody feels like they're doing the most, or they're like, it's one of them things where it's like, y'all got to realize this is actually happening in real people's lives. Like, this is really happening, right? So in my sessions, right, when a lot of my clients, should I talk about my clients? I'm blaming. So a lot of my clients, right, at the core of it are some of the same issues, right? And so one of the string line things in a lot of my clients' issues is somewhere somebody became selfish and somebody is only looking at their side of it. Now, the thing is, their side of it is real to them. Hear me clearly, right? Because I work with people all the time in marriage. Their side of it is real to them. But the question is, how can you get that spouse to see the other side? Yeah. And put their side of it in the corner for a minute. Take your glasses off, put their glasses on. Can you really do more with the kids? If you really think about it, you probably could. Could you really help out around the house a little bit more? You probably could. Could you really do this? Really do that? But here's what I want to suggest, right? We about to go a little bit deeper. Y'all ready to go here? Listen, I wrote out a couple things, right? I wrote out a couple things. I want y'all to hear this, right? Because we got to be balanced. When somebody says they feel alone in the marriage, my first question is, are you really doing it alone, or is that just how you feel?
It's a feeling.
But see, this is a rhetorical question. Yeah, true. Because
okay, I see what
because
you're going here.
It's situational. But the thing is, we love to be very absolute. Like, we love to say all the time, every time, you never. Like, are you really doing it all alone, or are you just minimizing your spouse's efforts?
But that's the thing, though.
And this is what we got to assess.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Go ahead.
Like, we always but okay, in a female's perspective, because normally, I mean, depending on the relationship, most, as you hear, they say that the female is supposed to be the one to take care of the household. So if you're going into a marriage and you grew up like that and your parents telling you this, like, this is the thing, like, the female's supposed to cook, clean, take care of the kids, and do all those things, and the man, all he does is bring in the bread and gets his plate handed to him, type of thing. Or do the yard work or something, take out the trash.
I like that. Bring me my plate.
No. But
she always bring me my plate.
But just the thought of that, like, going into the marriage, you're like, so how if the roles change, saying that, a lot of women now are like, no, I ain't doing that. Like, you need to do this, or we're doing it 50-50.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course, the newer age, a lot of us, because, we hear about our grandmothers, great grandmothers, mothers. They were the ones breaking their back and hurting and, probably just not in the right mind, or didn't have time, or they're complaining about, their feet hurting, their bunions hurting and all this stuff. Things hurting because they did so much work, and the father was just not sitting around, but like, he didn't really do much but work. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we ain't trying to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I said all this to say what, but that was my idea.
No, I agree. When they feel alone, they need to talk to the spouse, because not about chores and money is deeper than that. I agree. The thing is, spouses ain't communicating.
Yeah.
What happens is, instead of communicating, people are ego battling. Mm-hmm. They're pride warring, right? And so, because they're not actually talking, and because they're not actually listening, right, it's creating a problem. Let me see. I'm just saying, if you want me to hold down the house, as far as chores and planning, etc., then make sure we have zero financial lack, like none. Okay, I'm with you.
And that's true, Nate. A lot of people, there is no gender roles nowadays, so that it don't really exist. So because women are actually working now, like they're not just in the house, like they have a. What?
All right, we're going down that road. Go ahead.
But seriously, they're working now, like they have a job.
Yes.
And some of them are the breadwinners.
Yes.
And these men sometimes just ain't doing what they supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
100%. But here's the problem with the gender role.
What's the problem?
Now, we're going to have a whole nother topic on this. But here's the problem with the gender roles. Gender roles have everything to do with how you're created. Not how the culture is progressed.
How you're created.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Gender roles. See, we can't expel gender roles because the culture has progressed. Because gender roles and culture are not synonymous with each other. Women don't stop having babies just because it's 2021. A woman is designed to have a baby. So that's a whole nother subject. I don't want to go down that road. But the truth is, gender roles are being removed, and that's problematic because it's going against the nature of how we are created. Women are women and men are men, and that becomes an issue. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. But getting back to this topic, right? The thing is that, because that was good, Nate. The thing is this, though, right? Could it be that if you feel like you're doing it all alone, is it really you doing it all alone? Or are you just lacking gratitude? Are you lacking thankfulness, appreciation, right?
I can see where you're going with that, because I can see myself sometimes in the midst of, like, I'd be like, you'll never do yada yada, and then be like, well, did you forget about when I da da da? But I think it's more. I think the mindset is like, I feel like I do it more than what I do more of it versus what I've seen you do. Mm-hmm. So there's still a greater cause.
I like that point.
So when people say you don't do, they're really saying that I'm doing more of this, but you may have done it, but it's not enough for me. Like, there's no equal. Like, you're not equal in what I put out.
Yeah. Cayman, the fact that, listen, Cayman, I don't feel like I'm doing it alone, but don't pee on me and call it rain. Now, Cayman, you really about to make me laugh for real, okay? Because we got an insider, okay? You about to make me laugh for real. Uh-oh. It's an insider. I'll tell you later. Oh. All right? So, listen, Cayman, you are funny, right? But listen, the thing is, Carmel says... Carmel, hope I said it right. For me, it's when I tell you something is bothering me or hurting me and you dismiss me. Now, that's a problem. Yeah. Right? So I shut off and out. Yeah, you don't ever want to dismiss your spouse. Yeah. Okay? You don't ever want to do that. So hopefully, Carmel, you can kind of communicate that to your spouse and y'all can get that resolved if that's happening. Right? But if it's minimal, I can't be thankful. How do you shift to acknowledge and uplift? Now, I like that question. Now, minimal means that in your eyes it's minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, this topic we're talking about is situational and it's individual, right?
But in their mind,
it's
could
minimal.
be big.
But see, this is the problem.
But big ain't.
But this is the
That
problem.
big ain't big.
And this is the problem, right? If somebody feels like I'm doing majority and I'm all alone, I might as well be single. The question is, if it's minimal in their mind, is that accurate? But to them it is. So let's just say it is. So let's just say in their mind it is minimal. The real question is, how do you shift to acknowledge and uplift? The way you do that is you find something that they do and you find gratitude and let them know verbally that you appreciate it. Let them know in action that you are grateful for what they do. Mm-hmm. Part of one of the things I wrote down was, right, if you lack appreciation and if you lack gratefulness, that's going to contribute to more of the issue. Because if a person feels like all you're doing is minimizing them and degrading what they do, mm-hmm. then it's like, dang, like, I'm not going to do it. Because some people will just go left. I ain't doing nothing then. Like, everybody ain't mature enough to say, all right, I'm going to keep doing what I'm supposed to do, but I don't appreciate that. Like, everybody ain't mature like that.
True. So
you got to know your spouse, right? I guess I'm old school. We always talking about anything. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I want to present, right? Well, what if that is not enough? Woo, that's a big question. What if it's not enough? The question is, if it's not enough, is it literally not enough because the house is suffering because it's not enough? Or is it it's not enough because you're not emotionally being, your needs are not emotionally being met or your wants are not being met? Let me make it very clear. What if, right? What if the way you feel is because you have wants, not needs, but wants. And because they don't do what you want or as much as you want, you minimize what they do and you feel let down. Like, what if? What if it's not a need situation? Because when people, like, for example, when people talk about this subject, they feel like they're all alone. Like, some of the comments I saw earlier on my post where it's like, they don't take me out no more. They don't make me, they don't date me anymore. You know, they don't do this, they don't do that. And all of it was kind of geared towards what the spouse is not doing. And that always makes me wonder, are they doing anything? And then my question becomes, did they do any of this before you got married? Mm. Like, see, the subject is situational. So to have a general conversation about it is a little difficult. But let's try to hit every aspect, right? When you talk about feeling alone in your marriage or feeling like, well, I'm married, might as well be single, right? Like, because a lot of marriages, the sex is just ain't no more sex, right? And that no intimacy, no sex, like that just kind of just dies, right? And to anybody going through that, let me just speak on that. You good?
Yeah,
all
me.
All right, you good? You comfortable?
Yeah, me.
To anybody going through that, right? Let me answer this question.
Tag us in, coach.
Is it common for the pursuit? Is it common for the pursuit to fade once you get married? Oh, yeah, it is common. Should it? No, but it does. If anybody want to come on live and talk about this, come on in. Let me know. I'll bring you on in. We'll definitely want to take some people on before we hop off. But come on in. Anybody want to share or speak on this? Anybody want to share or speak on this? Come on in. You know, one of the things I want to say about this is, right? All right, Cayman, come on in. Let me see if I can get her on.
She have to request.
Oh, you got a request. Request to come in. Request to come in.
I don't know what that button is.
Oh, okay. Boom. We got somebody coming in.
Okay, I'm here.
What's happening? How you doing?
Hey! Hey!
So
how y'all doing?
We good, man.
Yes, for the lots for this.
How you want to contribute to this conversation? Talk to us.
Okay, so I feel attacked. Let me just say that. You chose violence, and that's okay. It's cool. Cause I got some defense. So I get what you're saying about gratitude. And I don't know if you've seen my comment, but a lot of men, they like professional, unprofessional basketball players. My husband is one of them. I didn't legit see him injure himself with no health insurance playing basketball. I mean, he was like, and one shaking and breaking ankles. Somebody like bust him in the lip. He like, it's all right. He's still playing. I'm talking about we like 15 games in. I gotta pee. I'm hungry. And he just was like there. And then he comes home. And I'm like, okay, well, the day after you play, I mean, the day you play basketball, I ain't gonna be on you. But if I ask you to do something, I need that same and one energy. Like, don't come to the kitchen and you washing dishes and you like, what do you mean cleaning like this? I don't know how to clean it like this. I know you always complaining about me cleaning it like this. This is how I clean it. Like, but when I just saw you at the basketball go for free.
Go hard.
You had all kinds of energy, you feel me? And now it's time for you to like do the laundry or the dishes or take the trash out consistently. And your shaking and breaking ankles ain't working. Now I got a problem because
he's supposed to be scrubbing.
Like
scrubbing.
Right, he should be like put the same, like if you whatever ambiance you need, like if you need a basketball goal on the backboard, bruh.
You got the ladies in the comments going crazy. They're like, come on.
Don't sit here and think that I'm gonna be like, oh babe, that's so good. Like this is Black Marriage Club. And I don't know about y'all, when it comes to dishes in a Black household, that's serious. And when we're younger, we don't know why it's serious because we like, my mom just tripping, she nagging. But when you get older and now you got food poisoning because you didn't left, some food from like 2 weeks ago on there and you inject that, now Osmosis Jones is up in there fighting battles. No, we got kids like clean the dishes right. Like you wasting water, you wasting dish soap. Just give me the same energy so that I can actually have some real gratitude. Like, and if it's every now and again, cool, then I'm not gonna be like, oh my God. But don't bring me 10% energy in my household and think I'm gonna give you a pat on the back because your mama would give you a slap in the head. And I'm trying not to go there, but like you're not doing right, bro. You're not doing right.
Keep it real. Yeah. And so let me comment to that, right? Because this is real, y'all. This is real.
Miss Zedoria, this how our sessions go. I didn't tell her myself, but this how our sessions go. Yeah.
Right? Because this is real life. Like, Cameron, this is true. It's like, whether it's the husband or the wife, and this is when a spouse sees you giving that type of energy or attention somewhere else, they're noticing that. And the problem is when you come home and give less effort to more important things, that's problematic. And so now, yeah, I did, right? And so the thing is, I got myself in trouble. And so the thing is, right, is
he ain't one in.
Right? And so what happens is it's problematic. And that leads to feeling like you're not important. And it leads to, why aren't my kids important? Why is my home not important? Why am I not important? Why is our bills not important? Like, you go hard when you rolling blunts, but you can't go to work and stay for 7 hours? Like that type of, you know what I mean? Like people look at this stuff in that light. Like when people feel lonely, yeah.
You told this to me.
Mm-hmm.
It really shows what you really truly love.
Yeah.
Like it really shows your love. Like it shows what you really love. Like what you love, you're gonna put your passion, your heart. Like you're gonna bust a leg. You gonna find any ways necessary. Like you're gonna rob a bank if you have to get to that thing that you really love. So if the love for that individual or that thing is not there, then no, you're not gonna put all that energy into it like you're supposed to.
Right. And so the thing is that I'm gonna have my wife type in real quick. I want to pause. Black Marriage Club is going to Jamaica, October 2022. Make sure you go to blackmarriageclub.com to get in and get your room because it's selling out fast. All right. That was our commercial break. So the thing is, right, is like came in from your perspective. Thank you for coming on, talking with us, right? In these situations, when a spouse try to think about any spouse, right? When a spouse feels alone or like they're doing stuff by themselves, right? Do you think part of the issue is that spouse is being selfish because of that's who they are? Or is it like a situation where, you know, they might feel like I'm not appreciated, so I'm not going to do anything?
Well, okay, so
Or could
I'm
it be a
gonna
little bit
rewind
of
back.
both? Or could it be a little bit of both?
I'm gonna rewind back to where you said that they might just have been like that, like growing up. That's one thing that I did notice, like about my spouse, is that his mom is like a super collar, like a Uber collar, like a ultra collar, and I'm like, I don't know what type of man you thought you was creating, and I get you love him, but yeah, get him off the breast. Like he don't need no more. Okay, I got this. We good. Okay, God equipped me to be the best. All right. So when I see that, I'm like, you know, I'm sorry that your mom allowed you to be mediocre, but God don't want you to be that. So here I am, baby. Okay. And so I need you to stop trying to fight with me on this because I'm not doing it to like belittle you or, you know, make it seem like you aren't great. What I'm doing is called a conditioning. And so now the torch is being passed. And I don't know if any of y'all ever ran track, but if y'all ever ran a relay, oh my God, I'm talking to y'all. If a person is not running their leg the way they need to, you have to make up for what they didn't do. So now that's what's going on right now. I got to make up for the fact that your mom didn't equip you. Is that on me? Yeah, because I didn't see that beforehand. And I'll take that L. But it doesn't stop the conditioning from happening.
Got you. Well, I appreciate you coming on, chatting with us. We're going to try to get somebody else in here.
Nice meeting you.
Catch you later.
Bye. That's fine. Nice meeting you, Zedoria.
All right. Man, that was dope. Does anybody else want to come on and chat and give a comment? Come on in. We're going to be on for a couple of more minutes. Listen, I just want to put this in. Forever Love is the company that me and my wife run. And me and my wife, like these type of subjects, people need education on, right? We all need to learn and grow. And we're presenting an opportunity for that to happen. So for everybody watching, Black Marriage Club is all about making sure you thrive in love. And that's why Forever Love is here. And that's why we partner with Black Marriage Club. And Forever Love is launching the Relationship and Marriage University. So I'm going to have my wife put it in the chat. I want y'all to go to the site and enroll today. Okay, www.trm-u.com. Listen, the Relationship and Marriage University is launching January by Forever Love. Okay, listen, our partnership with Black Marriage Club is all about making sure that marriages are thriving and healthy and whole. And how we do that is make sure we provide relationship education. Okay, so make sure you enroll today and make sure you are there for the first class in January. Enroll today, www.trm-u.com. Now listen, as we wrap it up, okay, what I want to ask y'all is this. Does anybody need a vacation? Because you can enter right now for a vacation.
Especially to rekindle that feeling like you're single, feeling like you're alone. Maybe it's something that you and your, spouse, you just don't have time. Like you don't have time to spend with each other or even the money to do that. Get a babysitter, find someone to do that. If that is you that is trying to rekindle your marriage,
listen,
we got something for you.
Enter the raffle. Go to the Facebook page, go to the announcements, look for the link tree, click on it, donate $1, sign up for the raffle. Okay? My wife just put it in the chat just now, okay? But listen, before we get off, I just want you to understand, listen, I want to give out some solutions, right? These are some of the things you're going to learn at the Relationship and Marriage University, okay? www.trm-u.com. My wife put it in the chat. Just scroll through the comments, you'll see it. www.trm-u.com. These are some of the things you're going to learn. When you're trying to fix your marriage, right? Okay? No, you do not have to be vaccinated for Jamaica. No. So here's the thing. A couple of solutions. If you feel alone in your marriage, or you feel like you are carrying most of the weight, if that is your reality, you need to sit down and talk with your spouse about it in a way that you can get through to them. There's no other way around it. Communication is the only way forward.
No matter how tough it is.
No matter how tough it is. No matter how many times you got to approach it. How many back doors you got to come through. No matter how many ways. Write a letter. Send a text. Send a DM. Call them on. Whatever it takes. Because that's the only way. But make sure your tone is okay.
Yeah. And if you, even if you need a third party to bring in, we here for you.
Make sure your tone is okay. Because you want to make sure your tone, your body language is communicating the same message that you're trying to get heard, okay? And the thing is you always got to acknowledge how you got to this point. You understand what I'm saying? You want to acknowledge how you got to this point. The real question is, did you contribute to it getting to this point? Did you contribute to it getting to this point? Were you pushing your spouse away? Were you complaining too much? Were you never happy? Were you verbally abusive? Like, I understand the side of the coin, right? I understand the side of the coin, okay? Where it says, you know, my spouse is not doing enough. Trust me, I'm with you. I'm with you. But there's another side of the coin that has to ask the question, right? What if you contributed to the issue, right? What if you contributed to the fact that now my spouse has left me alone with the kids and the bills and this, that, and the third. Now they don't want to help change the diapers. Now they don't want to help clean the dishes. Now they don't want to help, you know, do this, that, and the third. The thing is, everybody has to look in the mirror, both spouses. Me and Zedoria, the reason why we work is because we look in the mirror. And we don't like it all the time. And it took...
I mean, I like me.
Yeah, I like me too. You, look at this. You see my... Listen, man.
Look at this.
Look, man. Look. You don't get skin like this no more. Like,
no,
you know what I'm saying?
Don't get skin like this.
Look at that hairline too. Look at that. Look at that. You know what I mean? Look at that, man.
No.
Listen, my wife made me look good, but I look good already. So she just made me look over the top. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for making my house a home. Yeah, see, that's how you get it. Thank you. Yeah. See, I got us a house, but she make it a home. Right? Let me throw this nugget in here. You're going to learn this at the Relationship and Marriage University also. Reciprocation is killing. The lack of reciprocation is killing relationships around the world. Reciprocation is the key ingredient. It's the key. But here's the reality, right? We're about to hop off because we've been on way too long. We way over our time. But listen, if you feel alone, communicate. If you feel alone, communicate, talk, share. Okay? It's important to do that. It's important to do that. Sometimes it's very true. Sometimes it's true. My wife just put the Black Marriage Club Cash App in the chat. Give $1 into the raffle. Now listen, $1, you might win a $500 hotel stay. Take your chances. Listen, if you feel alone, and you feel like, you know, you're married to somebody who just left you hanging, that might be who they are. It might be their character. You might have married somebody who's just not a good spouse. Yeah. And you have to accept that and move forward. And how do I fix this? How do we fix this? Yeah. How do I learn to love them in their flaw? How do I learn to love them through their issue? How can I use patience and understanding to help make the marriage work? right? Like, these are important things. Sometimes you got to stop trying to make your spouse somebody that they're not and love them into the person that they have the potential to become. Okay? Now, that's all we got. I don't want to hold y'all any longer. We got to get out of here. Listen, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Once again, Black Marriage Club is going to Jamaica, October 2022.
Jamaica,
okay?
Jamaica.
Last question. When is their flaws too much? Now, that is a great question. When is their flaws too much? Let's end it with this question. You married them with those flaws.
Mm-hmm. Jesus.
If there was no requirement for those flaws to be eradicated or done away with before I do, then now you have to manage your way through them having these flaws.
Yeah.
Okay? We're going to post a replay. You have to manage and love them through those flaws. Communication, understanding, marriage counseling. Okay, just hit us up in the DM. We'll take care of you. The thing is, it takes time. Everybody got flaws. But the problem is, because it's not our flaws, we don't want to have patience and understanding in time. The reality is, we signed up for till death do us part for better. Like, this is the vows y'all said.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, right? I'm just generally speaking, the world typically, yes. For better or for worse. The worst is when those flaws arise. So when is the flaws too much? Where it's going to be too much if you don't have enough love to compensate it. So if the flaws increase, your love has to increase. The more flaws, the more love. Love is the answer. But can you love somebody enough through those flaws? Right? And I know it's a tough thing because we're human. We have our breaking points. But I want to encourage you to find it in your heart to learn how to love more by deepening your love. Okay? Deepening your love. Because you vowed to love that person. Right? You vowed to love that person. Okay? So that's it. Listen, Black Marriage Club is going to Jamaica 2022. Go to blackmarriageclub.com, sign up, and put your deposit in. Okay, we already told y'all about the vacation raffle. Just $1 to the Cash App or to the group. Go to the announcements. Okay.
If you want to be a featured couple.
And if you want to be a featured couple on Black Marriage Club TikTok or Black Marriage Club Instagram, inbox me or my wife. Your video of 30 seconds or less, but you gotta, it's a requirement. You have to mention Black Marriage Club. Amen, Carmel. Appreciate that. You have to mention Black Marriage Club in your video, okay? You can send it to us, you can send it to Nay, or any moderator or admin in the Facebook group. Just DM us the video, 30 seconds or less. You gotta mention Black Marriage Club. You and your spouse, and we will feature you all on TikTok and Instagram. Love y'all. We out of here.
Peace.
See y'all next Tuesday.
Everybody, clap your hands.